Hello everybody, now today we're working on a VAUXHALL Corsa and it's a 1.3 CDTI. Now this is a long story I got involved with. So the guy had running problems with this car for a long while, cutting out, start first thing in the morning, we take it to the shop, just 2 minutes down the road, then he couldn't get it to restart. So one morning it didn't start, so I think a friend of a friend got involved in the whole thing. So they then decided it was the ECU. So here's the computer up here. Now to be fair, these are well known for water intrusion. The drain plugs get blocked and the water comes under there and it gets an ECU. So he sent it away to get it rebuilt, so it cost him £200. So it then came back and it started first time, second time it wouldn't start. So the symptoms had kind of returned. So this is where I then got involved. So I came out to it, so sure enough it would not start. So the first thing I said to the guy, I said, when last did you change the diesel filter? He said he had never changed it. So I thought I'd make that my first. I said we changed the diesel filter here. So after a few times trying, it started. We had done it through the scan tool actually. We primed it through the scan tool. We left it running for about 2 minutes to get it up. And after a few cranks, it eventually started. So we decided at this point, we stopped it again and it restarted. Now that in itself is a miracle. It's never done that for the last 2 months. So we then decided to take it a little run, and even before we took it a little run and we were accelerating, the smoke that came out the exhaust, oh man. And even my son commented, you could hear the little diesel knocking noise. So always a good idea in a diesel, and I never done it in this case, but I'll maybe do it eventually if I get a container, is to take a diesel sample to know exactly what is in that tank, because you can never assume that there's something other than diesel in it. So anyway, we took it a run, woeful, turbo lag coming in real late and everything like that. So we decided to get back and we looked at the data and it was getting up to about 1600 bar in pressure, so that was good. So what I then done, we went back to our old trick. We disconnected this air mass meter, took it another run, wow, like night and day. So the problem is the air mass meter is causing this. Diesel knock is caused by overfueling, so this must be undersensing the amount of air coming in with it and over-enriching it. Been actually good to get some injector figures, but life's short and you must move on quickly. So what's the moral of this story? People avoid this engine like the plague, this 1.3 Corsa, because of this water intrusion issue. And but this seems to have resolved itself. The other things I can show you that I checked out, if you come over to the relay box, now this is a CAN control relay box, so you can control lots of things for your scan tool. I think I'm right in saying that's the engine management relay and that's a fuel pump relay, don't quote me, but I'm sure that's that one. And this fuse 15 amp, that's a fuel pump fuse. So if I'm wrong, I'll put it in the picture. So that's engine management and fuel pump relay, and that's what does all its control. They say this is where the water intrusion suffers from. The other thing I read these things can suffer from on the diesel side of things is actually down here. This is a high pressure pump. You can just see that wire going into there. That's the pulse control solenoid that allows diesel to get into here, and that can actually short out, and that can pull the computer, that can short it out. But that seems to be working fine. I'm getting about a 30 to 40% duty cycle on this thing, and that seems good. The only other thing I was going to do if I wasn't about the diesel was to run diesel right into here. Sometimes doing away with the tank and the filter and running it right into there, that's a good test in itself. But I'm pretty sure that this computer's okay. Now maybe the guy did repair it, I don't know, who can tell. But there we go, a VAUXHALL Corsa D 1.3 DTH high pressure diesel, so hopefully that helps someone in the future. Cheers. So I thought I'd show you some of these figures just off of Opcom for anybody else who's working on one of these cars. So you can see the third pin down is a mass airflow sensor. Now that's where it unplugged, so you see that's actually showing 0 kilograms, so that's quite good. It's like OBD2, it doesn't tell any lies, this thing. Whereon I was using the snap-on tool and it actually showed a reading here. So with it disconnected, it goes into default mode and it shows 0. So I'll take you through some of the other PIDs now. So here's another data list. As you can see, the car's ready to crank over if you watch engine speed, and the common rail pressure, it starts off just about 0, and you can see that actually it's quite high in this little car. There we're at 400 bar or 400 MPa, and I'm sure it kind of, when it was warmed up in at idling, it was 300 odd bar. Well, just about 400 bar there. So, and when we were shooting right to the top, it was like 160 MPa, which is 1,600 bar. So quite high pressure in this. Another thing, if you notice that fuel metering solenoid valve pulse width modulation, the second one for the bottom, hits always about 30 to 40%. So that really doesn't change that much on any diesel car, common rail diesel car. So that's just, there you go, it's getting down to about 34 bar at idle. So just as it heats up, but still quite high. You're usually, I'm sure, like when you're cranky, you're still looking for about a minimum of 250 bar. But I think this is actually needed a wee bit more to start. It was nearer the 300 bar. So there's other facts and figures for you. Now, one thing I do like to check on a diesel car is the fuel rail pressure sensor at the sensor. Sorry I never filmed this, but there you can see, this is from the Verus. It gives you some information on it. So it says, it was actually the middle pin in this. So see the figures that are popping up there, 1.2 to 1.3 at idle, that's the voltage, and snap throttle is up to 4 volts. But a good test is to see when you're cranking it over, how quickly it gets up to pressure. Now that can confirm that you have a good pump, and anything under a second will confirm that. So I'll take you to the scope waveform. So here is a screen capture of the Verus. So I'll drag cursor 1 along, so you can see the voltage here is 0.531. Now that's the key on, engine off. So there's actually no any pressure in this rail. So what I do, I drag this back along. So where we land here, this is the commencement of cranking the engine. So between that point, so that's it climbing, that's the pump building up pressure, and you can see when the car fires, it gets 1.2 volts, and that was confirmed on the scan tool. But the important thing is the delta time between these 2 points, and you can see down at the bottom 786 milliseconds. Now that's 3/4 of a second. This is a good pump, and anything, as I said, under a second confirms that. So you can actually see when this car gets up to its normal voltage, say that its running voltage is 1.1, say 1.2, so it's just over a volt. So that's about 340 bars worth of pressure. So that confirms the pump on this little Corsa. So one thing I did learn, I was actually reading it online, just because you have pressure in the rail, you can't assume it's diesel. I've already mentioned that. In that line could be petrol, it could be something other than diesel. In fact, it could be air that's within that line. Even it builds up pressure, so it's always good to take a sample or run diesel directly into the pump. So here's some more facts and figures. There's the engine, the fuel pump that's in the tank. Now this pulls about 7 to 8 amps, and I'm sure it delivers about 3.5 bar. So that's kind of like a normal petrol car, the pressure it comes from the tank up to the high pressure pump. And there is the fuel pump. It's giving you some information in the Verus, and this is brilliant when it shows you this. It shows you a layout of the fuse box, and it even points out where the fuse is. So see when this happens, and it doesn't happen very often on the Snap-on, although I believe 18.2 is a better update, but when this happens, this is brilliant. Anyway, hope you found that video useful. Cheers.